Hello everyone and welcome back to Play-Doh Videos. Today in our Halloween series, we're going to make a super scary Halloween decoration. Not just any decoration, this is going to be a super scary eyeball inside somebody's hand. Ooh, you ready for that? It's going to be really easy and a lot of fun, but I hope you have the courage to do it. Do you? Okay, here we go. All we're going to need is some white Play-Doh, some blue Play-Doh, some black Play-Doh, some green Play-Doh, some red Play-Doh, and a Play-Doh knife. You ready? If you've got those colors and a Play-Doh knife, we're ready to get started. Okay, first, let's take a good amount of white Play-Doh. This is going to be our eyeball, and we want to make it really big. You see how big this is? Between the two hands, almost as big as my hand. And just roll it between your hands in circular motion until it's a nice ball. Okay, great. A nice big white Play-Doh ball. Great, just put that aside now. And now let's take some blue Play-Doh and make a little ball. Much smaller, much smaller, about the size of your fingernail. And once you have a good little ball, you can start pressing down with the palm of your hand. You see how I'm doing there? Until it's like a pancake, a tiny little blue pancake. Excellent. And now finally, go ahead and put it on top of our white eyeball, like so. Can you guess what that was? That was the pupil of the eye. And in the very center of the pupil, let's make a little black dot. So let's take some black Play-Doh and make an even smaller ball, just using our fingers now, and then press down so you have another tiny little black pancake. And you can put that now right in the center of the blue part. You see how we have the white, and then we have the blue, and then we have the black. It's looking like an eyeball. Let's do one little touch, which will give it a very realistic feel, and take a tiny little bit of white Play-Doh. See how small this is? And just put it a little bit off center. Not exactly in the center, but just a little off. Terrific. Okay, great. Now we can put our eyeball to the side, and let's get some red Play-Doh. Now here we want to roll this very thin. So start with the palm of your hand, but get it very thin by using your fingers, rolling it back and forth. Tiny little piece, like as thin as a piece of string. And when you have it about this length here, you can break off a piece. And now watch what I'm doing here. I'm putting it on the white eyeball so that it touches the blue pupil and comes down. Ooh, that's looking weird and creepy and scary. It's like the eye is a little bloodshot. Yeah? Have you ever looked at an eyeball very closely sometimes? Okay, great. Now I'll get some more thin red Play-Doh and put it on the side of that so that it kind of branches out. And you can now keep going, making this very thin, right? Very string-like thin red Play-Doh. And almost like you're bringing out little rivers, branch them all around. Keep turning the eyeball. And every half inch or so, you can just put another one until it looks, you see how mine looks? It looks like the entire eyeball is totally strained and stressed, being bloodshot. Very Halloweenish. Ooh, good job. Okay, when you have that all done, you can just put it to the side. And now we're going to start our next phase. Let's take a good amount of green Play-Doh and use both hands and just roll it long and out into a long tube. And you can make the width of this tube about as thick as your finger. You see what I've done? I'm now using the Play-Doh knife and I'm cutting off a little piece, and you can tell that's going to be about the size and thickness of a finger. Great, and just repeat that again. And once more, and then again, until you have 5 fingers. You see how I have it? 5 green Play-Doh fingers. Great. Now go ahead and take one, and using the Play-Doh knife, we're going to make some detailing on the green finger so it looks very realistic. First, use the Play-Doh knife to make some indentations. You see how I'm doing that? Like a little square at the end, and then a couple lines along the finger, giving that skin-like feel. Excellent. And repeat that 5 times for each of your 5 fingers. See how I've done there? They're all more or less the same size and shape. 5 fingers, 5 fingernails. Fantastic. You can put that aside. And now let's take the red Play-Doh and let's break off a little piece and roll it between our thumb and forefinger. Just a tiny piece. And we want this to fit right on the end of the finger, right? So put part of it where you've begun the fingernail and make sure it sticks out, because we want these to be long, sharp fingernails. Yeah? Use the Play-Doh knife and go one by one to each of the fingers and do the same thing. Each of the fingers should look like it's got a nice sharp fingernail at the end. Fantastic! Okay, great. And now we're going to assemble these parts. Let's take one of the fingers and place it so that it hugs the edge of the eyeball. Okay, and repeat. Now let's do it so that we have 4 fingers in a row, and just tuck the fingers in underneath the eyeball so that the overall effect is we see a hand and an eyeball right on top of it. How's yours looking? Does it look like a hand with sharp fingernails is holding and grasping on to this bloodshot eyeball? If so, you've done a wonderful, scary Halloween decoration. Job well done. That is Halloween decoration. Well, terrific job. A lot of fun and easier than you thought, right? Didn't take much, but it's really scary. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more Play-Doh videos. Today in our Halloween series, we're going to make a Halloween vampire bat. We're going to make a very festive Halloween cupcake. We're going to make a Halloween ice cream cone. We're going to make a very special decoration. A Halloween decoration that's a cupcake.